to Intuitive You on Oneness Talk Radio. This is Abby Gooch. So happy you are here this morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are in the world. And this morning, I'm super excited because one of my dear friends and students of the intuitive success coaching process is here. And she drove across America following her intuition to do this VIP retreat here by the ocean. And I'm just like, it was so amazing listening to her journey. She's like, Abby, okay, my intuition says, keep coming. And I was like, yes, follow it. So Sam, I just wanted to welcome you to the show and say thank you for being here. And I love you. And I just would love for you to share your experience of how you've been able to trust your intuition, because it's been such a journey.
It really has. So hello, everybody. I think over the past several years, it's been a muscle that I've been growing and growing. Yeah. And we started this work in like
last summer or something?
Last fall. Yeah. So working with you has really allowed me to see okay, that's the big pin. I need to go do that. And I was just following that on this trip. Even before I left, I was like, okay, I am doing this. I am going with my dog Blue, and we are setting out across America.
So awesome. I love it.
Yeah, and just being able to follow that and really trust and feel all these different spots of my body. There were parts where I was my body was telling me to stay. And just dwell and hang out. And I had the most magical time when I was there. Mm-hmm. And then, there was a couple of spots in the country where I was keep going. See, Abby, go. In places that I would have expected that I wanted to dwell. And it was okay, I guess I'm supposed to be there a different time. Now's not the time.
Yeah. I love that. And I think one of the things, I don't know if you noticed, but as Sam was talking, she started to put her hand on her heart. She actually put it down into her belly. And as you know, those of you who've been following this work, those are the steps, right? You connect with your heart and then your gut, and you're listening to your body. So you're actually using those receptors of your entire body, which is your intuition guiding you to make the next best. And so it is divine timing, right? Because you're okay, right now it feels good to be here. That's a sacred yes. I'm here. And right now we need to go. You just totally know. It is that place of your full body awareness, your wholeness, truly.
Yeah, and just that full trust. Yeah. There's a couple spots where I didn't know where I was sleeping that night. And my poor mother was where, call me, text me where you're ending up. Yeah. And one of the spots didn't have service. And I was I'm safe. I was just sending her, so much love. I was I'm safe. And I was in a beautiful campsite that I got lucky that the person who reserved it didn't come. Yeah. So just not knowing, but deeply knowing that I'm okay. I have a place to stay tonight. All is well.
Yeah, I love what you say about that. So the deep knowing. So if you all want to tune into that place, that part of you that knows. So it really is just centering yourself in your heart, moving your awareness into your belly, and just letting yourself feel your full body. And there's a place within you, like Sam was talking about, that absolutely knows the truth. It can resonate to the truth. It can know when you're in a place that is okay or not okay. And in this case, with her mom, it's she could send out those vibrations of love and safety, and her mom could receive her. And we're all doing it. So whether we're speaking or not, we're feeling each other, right? An example before she came, I was telling you, it was 2 days ago, I think, and I could just feel your presence. And I was okay, Sam, keep coming. And I literally followed the sun back to the house and then texted her, called her. And she was hey, I just got no, I hit a wall. I need to take a break. I was okay, got it. But my point is we could feel each other before we actually connected. So that's the beauty of intuition. It's we're aware of the energetics behind the scenes, and then the rest comes out, right? Whether it's the words or the action. And that's the other thing, you take action on your intuition. So key. I don't know if there's anything else you want to share about that, because that's where so much of your success has happened in your company and your life and everything.
Yeah, I think I've always been a very intuitive child, and I just didn't know it.
I love it. Intuitive child, of course.
And I think a lot of the times in life where things didn't go my way, or I ended up getting hurt, is because I heard these things in myself. I was go, leave, move this place, go there, like talk to this person, and I wouldn't follow it. And then that's when those moments of getting hurt, not feeling like I'm like in the place where I need to be and all these things and feeling safe. So I think after doing that enough.
You're like, that hurt, not going to do that anymore.
And then like the moments that I would follow those like pings and to go or talk to this person or, you know, do this thing, try this out. It, you know, lit me up and everything flowed and it was just perfect. So the contrast of those experiences, it taught me to like, okay, I'm going to lean into those and follow those.
Totally.
Because when I don't, you know, I reap the repercussions of it.
Totally. I don't know if you know, but we have a program called The Intuitive Child. So I love that you said you were the intuitive child. So I know. I was like, I don't think you know this. So cool. So I'm curious, like how you hear, is it like an inner voice? Because there's so many different ways of being intuitive, right? Like we're talking largely about the kinesthetic knowing, which is your body, like, you know, knowing something. So did you have like a clear audience, like an inner voice saying like, don't do this? Or like, how was that experience? Like, how did you know it was your guidance?
Yeah. It comes through in a couple of ways. Like it literally moves my body like kinesthetic. But it's so funny. When you were talking earlier, I was thinking about like how my like inner knowing comes through, and it sounds like this like it's so funny how it shows up. But sometimes it's like when something is like not what I need to be doing, I literally hear a voice that goes like, "No, like
no, I do too."
It's so loud,
totally.
And it's hard to ignore. Sometimes when it's a yes, you know, it's a softer like yes, like do it, or like little wind chimes always come up. So yeah, or I just follow the signs that like are constantly coming up. Like when I see butterflies and dragonflies, like I'm like, okay, like that's where I need to be. Good. Like I'm good, I'm safe. Yeah.
It's funny, like I was looking at that little affirmation over there that was by that gift is it's like follow the way where love has paved the way before you. And I feel like that's what it is. Like you're listening to your intuition. And so love has literally paved the path before you with butterflies and dragonflies, you know? And it's just like there. So it's like if you listen and you lean into that, the path is there. So I think it's about trusting it like you do and taking action on it. It's just amazing. And I love what you've been able to create with Align Design. So she's an amazing just graphic designer, marketing person, artist. And the way she does it is ecological. So I so believe in her mission because I feel like our Mother Earth is just such a gift. And like finally feel like we're waking up to the gift that it is and finding new awarenesses of how we can do things in the world where we can give back, not take away. So that's something that I really love about what you're doing with Align Design. So I would love for you to share with, you know, all the listeners. Hi, Blue, your sweet dog knows how amazing it is. And love you. So I would love for you to be able to share more about that and just how you can help them because it's like the more people, I'm like, let's reach 1 million people in this at least.
Right.
So like, I would love for you to share it.
Yeah. So I think what's important for me to start with is how I got to this point of being like, this is what I want to do. This is what I'm so passionate about. And it was while I was in college, I was in a ethics design class and the earth never came up. So I started asking questions, you know, it came up with like, you know, we were talking about influencing people and the power that comes with design, which, you know, it is a very powerful influence. But I started asking questions. I started researching more and more, and there wasn't much about sustainable graphic design. You know, and then it was my senior year. And it was my capstone project. It was called Sustainable ? And it was geared towards talking to design educators about why isn't this being talked about? Like if we are continuing the like perpetuating cycle of waste, like designers touch all the waste. Like we created all.
A lot of it,
every product, every package, everything, like designers touch, like we, you know, we have and like, of course there are investors at play and like, you know, we can't choose all the materials, but we can at least be educated in alternatives that can help shift the norm. So that's what I got really inspired about. And it was funny when I was talking to my beloved advisor in college. Shout outs to Suzanne Glover. She, I was asking her about places where I should work. And I was like, who do you see me working under? Like, where should I go? And she was like, I don't really know how to say this, but I see you doing your own thing. Like right out the bat from college. And at the time it was like, oh my God, what? Like, I don't know what I'm doing. And I took those words to heart and I started doing freelance and I started to educate myself more and working towards getting sustainable design credentials and everything like that. So I'm still on that journey, but I'm still able to put my practice into play and action by doing it for my clients. So, I have certain companies that I can help have all of their print products be printed on sustainable hemp paper with good inks and everything like that. So as I'm continuing to learn, I'm able to bring it to my clients. And it's really been a wonderful journey. And it's exciting seeing the people who are interested in it because it is the more sustainable way to run a business and, make sure that not only are you caring about like your company, but you're caring about the people and the planet and like the profit for all.
So everybody can go to, and we'll talk a little bit more about it, but www.aligndesignco.com. And one of the things I love about Sam, and you'll see on her site, is like she has just beautiful descriptions of how she can help you intuitively too. So she goes from the inside out. So she's like dialing into you and helping your company then match that. So the way she's bringing it forth, obviously, is through, these ecological ways, but it just, you feel so much more you. And it's just funny, as I was looking at myself doing the show, it's like, I noticed I light up sitting next to her because I love her so much and love this work. And so are you noticing she's lighting up too, doing her work? And that is the beauty of doing what you're meant to do. It is the beauty of living on purpose. It's the beauty of following your intuition. Like, she's genuinely happy. Like, you can tell, like, I'm genuinely happy. Like, it just is. Like, so when you find that sweet spot of having the courage to follow your intuition and take action on it, you can contact us, right? Like, you can learn about your intuition, you can get it marketed. And it's like, it's just such a gift to our world because you being you is the greatest gift, right? So that's why I'm so big about following your intuition, because it's your soul embodied. It's why you came here. It's your purpose, your beingness shines the light on our world. And, ironically, what you give out comes back, right? So as you're sending this beautiful light out, you have amazing experiences that come back into your world, like amazing friends that spend a week with you, So it's like, just let it work for you. But these are some principles and some ways that you can do that. You can let your life and your business and everything work for you. Is there anything else you want to share about that? Just kind of like following your intuition and as it's just evolving. And the other thing is like, hello, the clients you get to work with, like, they're just so amazing, right? Because they are aligning with your energy, you know?
Yeah. And, it's scary running your own or starting your own business. That decision of like, okay, I'm going to do it. So having people like yourself and like me to help you lean into it fully. Like when I first started, I put out what I thought people wanted to see. And it wasn't flowing at all. I was like, why aren't I getting clients? Like, what's going on? So like, I know firsthand that like, if you love what you do, like, don't try and think about what these people want to see, and don't try and fit into this like puzzle piece, and just do you.
Totally.
So I think it's such an honor to be able to help people step into their businesses in that way, and to be able to help them on the journey of being like, okay, I'm going to do this. And I'm like, all right, let's make it happen. So it just, it lights me up so much, and it's exciting. And being able to align with those fellow entrepreneurs and help elevate them. it elevates me.
Totally. I love it. So just a couple key things about what you said, Sam. Really allowing yourself to be who you are. And it's like, I've had that experience too. I'll be like, oh, well, maybe I should write this. And it's like, it just doesn't even work. It's only a split second before I'm like, I can't really go against who I am. This is what's happening. And so as you flow it out, I mean, I call it channeling, right? You're connected to the divine in you. And it's like, whether you're doing marketing or design or intuition, it's like flowing through you. So that is your purpose. That is your expression. That is your connection to the divine. So I think, trusting that. Like, that's the most powerful thing.
Right.
Like, my business manager one time told me, he's like, nothing is greater than you. So if you realize that power within you is infinite, you can do like anything. I mean, we have a nonprofit now. Like, we have so much. It wasn't a trying. It wasn't like, I'm going to like make this happen. It was a heart expanse and a knowing and a following of, okay, I get these visions of these kids. Okay, let's go to Thailand. Okay, let's go to Bali. Right. And it's like this following, just like you did,
Absolutely. And bringing into like the coaching side, I am a lacrosse coach for my Portland team in Maine, and that, like, I would just pass the field every day when I first moved to Maine, and it was like, go do it. And I contacted the coach, and now I'm an assistant coach, and I have been for 3 years. And just being fully able to step into that role. I was a teenage girl once. I know how hard it is.
Yeah,
I don't know how hard it is to like be a teenage girl in a pandemic, but I did my best to help them. And the feedback that I got from them this season was overwhelming. They like made us cute little gifts, and it was like a wooden board carved with like engraved with their like handwritten notes, and they had me bawling. Like and just being able to give them, like, one of the quotes said, not only did you help me build my confidence on the field, but you gave me confidence outside of lacrosse. And that was like the one thing that was like, okay, I need to step into this coach. And we've briefly touched on it in our sessions throughout the year. But that was like the big go.
Yep. Totally.
Like, continue.
Yeah.
So that's an exciting new chapter that I'm so ready to like step into and build.
Yeah. Can I share a little bit more about that?
Of course, absolutely.
So like, I remember during our sessions, like, she would call me and I'd be like, hey, like, you are supposed to be there for more than a reason of just coaching on the field. Because there was a particular girl, I don't remember her name and it doesn't matter, but I was like, you're there to change the way she thinks about herself. And she did. She started, I don't want to say the position, but one of these girls was just really not confident in herself at all. And Sam was like, hey, like, I see you, like, think differently about yourself. And by the end of that, I know she was one of the people that came up to you and was like, you've changed my life.
Right. She was a walnut.
I don't know what that means, but
okay. It was a hard one to crack, but eventually, like, I had to adjust my ways to figure out what resonated with her. And on that same gift, her note was short and sweet, and it was like, thank you for never giving up on me. And it's making me emotional just thinking about it. But it's just so amazing to be able to help girls, boys, whatever, fully, or at least start to love themselves even more. Like, I know some of those girls are walking away with like a lot more confidence and a lot more tools. Like, we did the anchoring together, and I was like, hey, like, you can do this before a big test. You can do this before a job interview. You're nervous for a date. Do this.
Like, totally. It works.
It works. Like, this is not just for lacrosse. And, I was training to be a D1 goalie throughout my childhood, probably from 6th grade on. I was with a goalie coach and everything like that. And I wish someone told me while they were coaching me in lacrosse that a lot of the things I was learning were for life as well. Eventually I started to be like, oh, like, I know this. Like, I know how to use this tool in a different setting. But I think actually being the one to tell the girls that, like, you can do this, like, everywhere in life. yeah, it's been very powerful.
So amazing.
And it's just so exciting to like continue forward with it and, bring it into my business for people who are wanting to create a business or, aren't just, maybe they're not starting a business, but maybe they just need more like empowerment and encourage in their lives to, find that partner, do this hard thing. So yeah, very exciting.
And take their marketing to the next level. It's absolutely. Like, I know your capabilities of just like, whatever you have going on with your marketing to go to the next level. And that's where the intuition comes in. Like you can see where they can go higher and actually give them that little edge. That's really from the inside out.
Because usually when there's a block creatively, it's, there needs to be a pivot. And it might be that you're trying to, talk to the wrong people. The target audience is wrong, or you're trying to fit this mold that, it's just a little off.
Yeah.
So totally. Being able to tap into that and change it and shift and move forward.
Yeah.
It's
I love that. It's almost like be yourself, find the right market, have the right design, hint, to connect with your market, right?
Right.
It's super beautiful. AlignDesignCo.com in it. But really, it's so fun because it's like, those really are the steps. You know, connect to yourself, have the right target market, and have amazing design.
Yeah. Because, bad design costs more than good design.
Yeah.
Because you have to push it out twice as much because it's not reaching those people. So if you do it right the first time, you can, really reach your soul clients.
Did you say soul clients? Yeah, I totally 100% believe that. Soul clients. Yeah, like every single person. You can feel it at such a deep level. And the other thing, I don't know if you guys noticed, but she continues to put her hand on her heart. And so that's how you know she's listening. It's totally subconscious. That's how you know she's listening to her intuition. It's literally like a language of love being spoken. You can feel it in her. I always tell her, I was like, she just has such a grounded presence of love and she doesn't try. She just is. And that's the essence of you, right? Like you have a certain essence. That's Sam's essence. What is yours? And she can help you bring that out into your marketing. And I feel the other part is like, just take action and have that courage. To trust yourself. And kind of rewinding a little bit more, it's like, that you were such an intuitive child. I feel like so many of us were so tuned in that if we remember our connection, even then, we know we're connected to something greater than ourselves. And as we listen to our heart, it actually does the interconnection with us and everyone else. And as we listen to our gut, we're literally guided on that path, like a compass. Okay, go here, do this. And then it's like from that place of your knowing, you can kind of open, like we were talking about it, like when you got here yesterday, like, oh, you can relax, like you could feel your energy shift and open. So once you're in this place of like safety, your body can open, like your intuition, it's kind of like creating that safe space for yourself. So for those of you listening, it's like, how can you get into that safe place within you where you can actually open to receive the gift of you, And we'd love to help you do that because you're here for a reason. And that's what I feel like during the pandemic, like I knew my business grew a lot because everybody knew they needed to follow their purpose, So it's like, yes, you do, keep following it, So, yeah. Is there anything else you want to add about that?
No, I think you nailed that one.
And it's such a purity, like it's the pureness of you. So you don't have to doubt. You're like, oh my God, this, like for me, like the words would literally come through me. Like Life Force Connection is written through me. Like Align Design, I bet you it was similar. Like it's just kind of like, oh, well, this is happening through me right now.
Like writing my bio is like, and then I sent it off to a couple people, they made some grammar shifts and then it was like, send it. Like, send it.
Yeah.
And even just like stepping into it fully authentically, like I have a package called the Full Send package. Like that's so me, like
totally
to just like go out and that's for someone who like knows what they want and are like ready to like let it unfold. Fully. So it's like logo, branding, website, social media. Just so it's just like boom, boom, boom. All right, full send. Let's go.
I got you. The totality of it all. That's so beautiful. You also have like basic stuff if people just wanted to start a website, right? Or if they needed like a little bit of marketing tweaks, like can you do that?
Yeah, and I also do like consultations. So if
intuitive marketing consultations.
So like if someone's like, I'm thinking about having just a logo.
Yeah.
Like I'm just gonna start there. Maybe some business cards.
Yeah.
We have a basic package, and there's also, if you want something that's not necessarily in a package, we totally can, talk and have a conversation about that.
Customize it.
Yeah. Because like if someone wants a menu, like I don't have a menu package, but I can certainly do it.
Yeah. Oh, totally. For sure. I'm like, I have no doubt about anything.
Right. So, it's the fun thing about design, and I think why I gravitated towards this route in life is because it's so open-ended. I'm not doing the same thing every day. And it's just exciting to see what projects people do have. So, yeah.
I love it. So I'm really getting this clear point focus, which is feeling so cool because I'm like, okay, what's next? So it's really about moving into alignment. So her company is called Align Design. So for me as an intuitive, it's first how you move into alignment with your soul, into alignment with yourself. And from that place, you become the expression. From that place, you can do the marketing. So I just invite everybody to move into alignment with your soul right now, what that means for you. And notice a time that you did follow your intuition in the past, how it felt, the alignment, how your body felt, how your heart was open, how your gut was probably leaning in. That's what alignment feels like, when things just feel right. They're in harmony. Just taking a few deep breaths into that. And you might want to even anchor. So Sam was talking about something called anchoring, which is basically a kinesthetic process. It's part of what we use in the intuitive coaching. Is your brain always sends a chemical message to the rest of your body each time you think a thought and have an emotion. So it would be like if Sam's beautiful dog Blue saw a dog dish, he would know it was time to eat. His unconscious mind says, oh, every time I see that, I know it's time to eat. So when we anchor something, we can do like your thumb and your finger, and it basically tells your brain, every time I do this, feel a certain emotion, right? And so you can use these positive anchors into things like she was talking about, like interviews, dates. Like I literally have coached people to have like their best game in, I think it was volleyball, people to go on dates. It's ridiculous. Like I just did one like a week and a half ago for a girlfriend. It was so funny. She's like, oh my God, I just had the best date. I'm like, of course you did. I was like manifesting love. So the point is, like, if you think about it, you're aligning with your intuition, and then you have your subconscious mind on your side, right? Giving you these positive beliefs. So that's a lot of what the process is. So let's do it real quick if you want. So you're going to go ahead and think of this alignment energy, how it feels to be totally aligned. Taking a deep breath in, just ask your subconscious mind and the part of you that knows, if feeling in alignment was an image, what would it be? So just let this image come to mind. And as we do this and the energy starts building, you're going to bring your thumb and your first finger of your right hand together, just like this. And you're going to anchor it, meaning you're going to hold it as you're feeling this positive emotion and thinking the thought of being in alignment. Good. As you do, take another deep breath in and out. And then notice if feeling aligned was a sound, what it sounds like. Start to hear that. And if it was a color, if feeling aligned was a color, what color would it be? Start to feel that color just wash over every cell of your body. Any places that you used to have felt doubt or fear, start to allow this color, this energy of feeling completely aligned to just wash over and through you, just integrating into every cell, all the way into your aura, straight to the core of the light earth, and all the way up above the top of your head, just creating a 360-degree circle, feeling full in the wholeness of you, your complete alignment with all that is, pure unconditional love of source, the divine within you, fully expressed, breathing in and out. Noticing where you feel the strongest amount of energy of alignment in your body. So for me, it's in my gut. So wherever that is for you, let it just expand. So feel the strength of the core of where that energy starts. Keep expanding it and rippling it out, just like you would put a pebble in a lake and it would just ripple out. Just let that energy ripple. And ask that you connect to all of your soul clients, just like Sam said, And some of you might be her clients. So again, go to linedesignco.com. And all of your soul friends, soul mates, soul partner, breathing in, soul places to go on the planet. There's certain places I've been guided to. I'm sure you and Sam also have been, that you actually physically need to be there to give to the earth and to be activated. Might even be happening right now. Breathing that in, again, anchoring with your thumb and index finger of your right hand, letting it get stronger and stronger. And if feeling aligned was a smell, what would it smell like? Just notice the first thing that comes to you without even thinking about it. Breathing that in, feeling completely aligned. And then if it was a taste, completely aligned, what would it taste like? And just allow yourself to experience that now. Feeling the safety and the calm of your own presence, our connection to each other, and the support of the entirety of the universe on your side. Breathing in and out. Now, if you'd like, you can take this feeling of being in alignment into any area of your life where you used to not feel aligned. So you're going to start, basically, it's clicking things into gear, right? Like click, 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 click. You'll just start to notice. Bringing this feeling of alignment into this situation. Just take a moment to pause and feel that. Start to see and feel things. And then ask yourself, what new belief do you have about yourself and the world? Meaning a belief is a new thought and a new feeling that come together that creates your belief, which actually helps to create your reality. So what's a new belief you have about yourself and the world now that you're in this place of complete alignment? Just note that to yourself, integrate it in your heart, your gut, your body. Seeing that color coming through the top of your head. See, I'm just feeling it. I feel her buzzing over there. So great. And here's the awesome thing is your intuition already knows. We're actually giving you supportive beliefs. And your intuition's like, yeah, that feels right. It feels good. Is there anything else you wanted to share? I can feel you buzzing. I'm like, what's going on over there? I feel you guys. I really feel her.
I just, that new belief that came through is I'm doing exactly what I need to be doing, where I need to be doing it, and with who I need to be doing it with. I just feel those soul clients coming.
Yes, totally.
And, the ones that I have, and I'm just so grateful. Just full of gratitude. Yeah,
me too. And it's just like the monetization that this lady has been able to do, and it's from her heart. Like I just keep going back to heart, because it's like she's just an example of it. She's just living it, and it's not like. Yeah, it's not hard. Like that's one of the things about this is I feel like life can be easy. Like when you're in alignment, it really is. It's joyful and it's fun. It's like, yeah, I want to take this trip. Like it's not like I have to take this trip.
No, it's such a journey, and I've learned so much already on the way here. And we just started our week together, retreat. So it's so fun. I'm so ready to see how that unfolds and blossoms, and just I know, and I can feel already, like when I'm rolling out of here to my next destination, like I'm gonna be a completely different woman. Like
transformation. It's like up leveling, and that's like why we do these retreats.
Yes, and I could just feel that the moment I walked in here and was able to fully settle and just let myself open. I am open to receive.
Totally. So fascinatingly enough, I'm really feeling guided, if it's okay with you, to talk a little bit more about you being an intuitive child. Like I feel like these roots of you trusting yourself really happened way back when, like you just sensing something more than the physical knowing. I just would love for you to share, I feel like your mom must have been supportive, just how that was, because that really is the next wave, as a lot of you have been following the One Heart Global Project with the orphanages we teach intuition in. We offer this curriculum to the kids now, and then we have something called the Intuitive Child. Right. So you can go to the intuitivechild.co for the curriculum for kids, just like Sam and I'm helping you guys. the kids, I also do it for kids. And it's like, it's almost easier for them because they already know. So that's the part that I'd love for you to share. What did you already know when you were a kid that was then nurtured so you could trust yourself, because I had a similar experience of like, I believe I'm kind of like feeling this to be true. You'll have to confirm it, but like a mom that was very supportive. Like, I trust you. I'm like, Mom, I feel like I'm holding God. And it's like, she's like, that's great, honey. Like she wasn't like, be quiet. She was like, that's great. I love you. Cool. Yeah. So like, if there's anything you want to share about like when you were a kid, I'm just imagining like kind of what you saw and experienced and were nurtured in,
So I had always heard these stories and like, I definitely remember parts of it, but when I was a child, my grandfather passed away when I was 2 years old. My brother and I were young enough that we were the last of his grandchildren that were able to see him because, he was like, they won't remember me this way. So he passed away, and shortly after, for a couple of years, I would play with him. Like I would be in my room alone.
Yeah, I know. Physically there, while surrounded by a lot of non-energetic physical beings. Yeah, totally.
And I would be talking to them and everything, and my mom or dad would come in, and they'd be like, "Who are you talking to?" And I'd be like, "Grandpa." And, they always said the way that I said it, they 100% knew. And like, both of my parents were very accepting and, creative. So being able to nurture that creativity and expression and just also knowing that there was something more. I remember, when society kind of came in and closed that mind, but like I always had that deep inner knowing that was always saying, there's more, there's something more. There's like connect. And it wasn't until a death of another like very young and beautiful, intuitive, the first person who ever gave me my tarot cards. She passed away suddenly and unexpectedly. And it was after that death that connection started to open up, and I followed it. And that was probably like, what year was that? I'm forgetting what year it was, but doesn't matter. Yeah. But ever since, it's kind of beautiful how death can help trigger that, birth and new beginning between other people. So it wasn't until then that I was able to tap back into that like intuitive child within myself because I knew. And then I started seeing her, and like, I was a conscious adult then. So I was like, oh, like, all right, like this isn't just like my imagination. This is real.
Totally.
And yeah.
That's amazing. Like you talk about like, well, you don't, but I've heard before like the veils parting, like there's not much of a difference between the physical and what we call non-physical, because when you move into your third eye, you can actually see. I mean, I was seeing angels and energy when I was a kid too. And it's like, whoa, okay, this really is real, know? And I think too, I also just want to send people to you for coaching if you want to like channel like people that have passed on. I know for me, like my grandma was one, like I talk to her every day, know, and it's like, it's almost like she's here now. So to connect in with the heart opens the expanse too. That's what I was going to say. It's like when you're intuitive, which we all are, and you listen to it, you can move beyond, you can continue to expand. So I think that's part of the reason I've been able to do what I do is it's like, I could feel there's more. And like, I wanted to lean into that expanse because it's like, that's infinity. Like, what else is possible? Like, where else do you want to go? So it's like in marketing, like, what else do you want to do? Like, how much bigger can your company get? How many more people can you reach? Like, what's the biggest impact, the mission that you can, fulfill? So, I don't know if there's anything else. It's just, that's what comes after what you said, of like, and the intuitive child within you is so cool. And like, I love the wording of that. And that's so alive, if we listen.
Right. And I mean, like one of the reasons why I chose the word align is, the mission is like, I want to help people align their passion with purpose, and just be able to like push forward and expand and grow, knowing that they are their true authentic self throughout their whole company. Because I know that, and I've listened to many business owners on podcasts and everything, and you know, there is a point where sometimes the business starts to take a turn, like, you know, someone decides to take their business public and then it's not theirs anymore. It's like through investors and CEOs and all these things, and there's more people, but being able to help someone create their whole company and like really own it. Yeah, it's a privilege.
Yeah, it's an honor and such a gift. And what greater way, you know, than to express your heart through your business and your love and all your relationships.
Because then, you know, like obviously there are days that work is work. You know, even if you love what you do, like some days it's work. But when you fully have that love in it, it's different.
That's the alignment. The place of alignment is love. Like that's the foundation. And this is so random to tell you, Sam, but I'm just getting this intuitive ping as you're driving back. There's a brewery in Ashland that I'm feeling guided. You might want to stop by.
Ashland,
Oregon.
Awesome.
On your way back.
Love it.
And I feel like they might want your marketing services, and I can tell you exactly where it is. I don't know the name of it.
Beautiful.
But remind me, because I'm like, I feel like they could totally use your services. And I'm just like, and that's like how it works. Like I feel guided here, and I don't really know why. In this case, I do because it's marketing. But like, you know, just to keep following that. But I'm like excited for you on that. So, anyways, what were you saying? I'm like, I gotta tell you.
Yeah, no, that's great. And like, you know, I'm even just thinking about the moments where on this trip there was this awesome coffee shop in Santa Fe. And I was like, maybe I should leave my card, and then I didn't.
Oh,
I know. I was driving.
Right. Call them later.
Yeah, I'll reach out. I got their sticker. It's really cool. Yeah. Their branding's great already. So it's like, you know, I think part of me was like, well, they got it covered. But like, who knows? But yeah, it's just interesting how like, you know, I was driving. I was probably halfway through Arizona at that point. And I was like, should have left my card. Like
it's all right. Maybe on my back. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, going a completely different route. But you know, I fell in love with that city, so I'll definitely be back. But
totally.
It's just that was another thing, and sometimes I think that happens, so I could be like, okay, the next time I feel that, do it.
Totally.
And that's where, you know, I was telling Abby while we were making breakfast today. You know, I'm a firm believer that everything happens for a reason. So like that happened, so I can remember next time when I feel it, do it. Because I'm gonna like, I don't regret it, but I'm definitely like, oh, I should have done that.
Yeah. Now I know. Now I know. Yeah, it's such a healthy mindset, right? Like I'm not going to regret it. I know it happens for a reason. I'm going to do it next time. Right. And then just a little more confirmation on that. Since I was like 19, I would literally just give my card to people. Like I'd sit on the plane and be like, here you go. And they'd be like, oh, that's so cool. And I'd be like, is anything ever going to happen with that? Oh no, people did call back later, like years later.
Right.
So like you never know when you plant a seed of love, how it's going to come back to you. So yes, confirmation to trust that. Yeah, if it feels right, do it. Like no shame in leaving your business cards around. Right. Like whatever.
I brought like my whole huge box that are hemp printed, and you know, I love, that's a huge conversation too, is like the hemp, and I'm starting my own live show soon. And it's called Getting Aligned. And I was talking to the two other women that kind of triggered this. And we are going to have a little sub-series within Getting Aligned that is called the Hempresses. And we're talking about well, to kind of rewind a little bit for a second. This woman, Arantha, who owns this like beautiful hemp business, was on a live Instagram chat with one of our other like amazing friends. And she had to, the business owner was appalled that our friend associated her company with hemp. Even though like it's not a substance, like it's totally like, you know, it does everything, from medication to fabric to God knows what. But so hearing that it was so heartbreaking because I was watching it live. It was such a powerful conversation, and it's a conversation that needs to be had. And I've always been very passionate about hemp. Ever since I was a junior in high school, I started like making sure that I was able to like gear my papers like towards the history of it, why it was made illegal and all these things, and the propaganda behind it, which was really just the timber industry. There's so much education that needs to be had to like reverse the propaganda mindset that was spread across the country. And so us three are going to be having more of those conversations, especially as, as an ecological designer. Hemp is such an important material. Yeah. You can make it into plastic. You can make paper out of it. And like so much more that, like you can have a branded t-shirt that's a hemp t-shirt that, gets more comfortable over time as you wear it. Like, and it's just so durable. It's not some like cheap China cotton, so being able to help educate and allow people to open their minds to this like awesome material is only going to help us all. And it's just so exciting to be able to talk about that. But that's only like a sub series. So the main one, getting aligned, is just talking to people like you. I'm sure like you as well. So please reach out if you want to be on it. Just being able to talk about what it's like to be an entrepreneur, what it's like to create and do what you want to do, and help align you with your people.
Your purpose, your people, your business, everything.
Yeah, because there's so many stories and so many conversations that need to happen, and I would love to be a vessel.
Conduit, totally, for sure. Oh my God. I love it. So can people reach out to you like via email if they just want to drop you a line and just say, hey, this is what's going on? Do you want to share your email?
Yeah, absolutely. It's Samantha at aligndesignco.com. We're also on Instagram at aligndesignco. And then our website is aligndesignco.com.
Yay. Check it out. It's so amazing. So grateful for you all just showing up today and listening to this, and just really listening to your purpose and your intuition, and having the courage to follow it, and just really trusting your gut. You're welcome to follow us at lifeforceconnection.com to get your free gift there, and also to be following us every week. We're here on Mondays. It'd be so fun to have you back. But I just love it so much. And, just really sharing in this greater mission of love, and just trusting yourself, and just know as you're shining, like everybody else gets to benefit. So it's like the courage is really shining the light on those places that maybe you might feel a little bit afraid. But what if you trusted your intuition through the fear and you watch that fear disappear? Because it really is possible. And I know, the times when I'm really fully aligned to my intuition, there actually isn't fear. It's like, I don't know if I ever shared the story with you, Sam, but one time I was driving down the freeway with my mom back in Oregon, and there was this tire in the middle of the road. And I was like, I didn't even flinch in fear. I just calmly moved like this, just effortlessly. And so I was so connected to my intuition that there wasn't even fear. I just knew what to do, and lovingly you steered the car somewhere else, So it's kind of like that's your intuition guiding you in full alignment. And the path can shift a little bit, right? Like you might think, oh, I thought I was going to go down that road, but now I'm going here. There's kind of a boulder in this road. Not going to go down that one. Like intuitively move away. Okay, we're going to move this way. So I think just really trusting those really subtle discernment, those cues, that you can really feel in your gut. And like you're talking about, Sam, your trip here, it's like sometimes you're like, hey, I'm just going to stop and settle because it feels really good here. And other times you're like, I think I would want to stay here, but I'm actually being guided to go. Like when you called me in Sedona, you're like, I just, because you thought you kind of wanted to stay. And then you're like, actually I need to just keep going.
No, and I think that's where expectations come into play. Everybody that I've talked to was like, you're going to love Sedona. Like, you're going to love it. It's such a magical place. And like, I was driving around, I was like, this is great. This is beautiful. Like, wow. But I didn't even be there that day. I know I want to go back and explore. But the expectation that I had was like, oh, I'm going to want to stay there for like 2 days. And I called you and said that. And then, you know, I got there and it was a completely different story. So it's just like, you know, not holding that expectation of what you think you're going to want and allowing it to unfold. Because like maybe, you know, as an entrepreneur, like you have this idea and, you know, it's not it. It's not working. It's not flowing. But then like just a quick pivot. You don't need to do 100, like a 360 degree or a 180. It could be like 10 degrees. Yeah. And it's a better path. So it's just like flow with it. Allow those pings, allow those, you know, detours. I actually just finished reading a great book. Highly recommend Green Lights by Matthew McConaughey.
Really?
It's a great book.
Okay.
I listened to it and he's like reading it and it's like, okay.
Exactly. I'll hear your voice.
I'll listen to Matthew McConaughey. But what I loved about his book was that, you know, he had this metaphor. It's green lights and, you know, it's just talking about how sometimes in life you get a green light, sometimes in life yellow light or a red light. And those yellow or red lights, you know, you might need to take a turn to get that green light, or, you know, you might be sitting at that red light for a little bit and then it turns green. So just being able to follow those. Cool. It's a great book. I cannot recommend it enough.
Wow, I just love the metaphor of it. It's great.
Right. And yeah, I mean, his life is so fascinating. I had no idea, but yeah, he had these little like bumper stickers, notes to self. Like a lot of it came from his life journal. But anyway, besides the point, great book. But following those green lights, those roads that don't have the boulder on them, or if they have the boulder, you know, see if you can get out of the car and move it over, or if you can't, like find the other road, find the other path.
So great.
Yeah, and I mean that's going to happen throughout all of life.
Yeah.
But it's the way you respond to it. Yeah. Are you just going to sit at the boulder and cry about it? Sure. You know. And if you have to sit down for a second, sit down, but no, you have to get back up and keep going.
I love that. Yeah, intuition is so in the moment, right? It's like you said, okay, we're on this road. Here's a boulder. What are you going to do in the moment? You know, you either move the boulder. If you can't move it, go on a different road. You know, take a minute to kind of be like, that stinks. Like the boulder's in this road. I wanted to go there. Okay, going to take another road and maybe get to the same or a different, even better destination. And
it's like totally okay to take those sacred pauses too. I think a lot of people like, you know, they're like, I have to keep pushing.
Yeah.
I definitely know that. And just listening to your body, being like, it's okay to like rest and pause and like, okay, that didn't go the way I thought it was. Yeah. Let me feel into where I need to be next. Yeah. Instead of, you know, sometimes it is instant, or sometimes it's like, all right, let me tune in. Okay, I'm gonna go here.
Totally. I love that. Tune in to your intuition to get the alignment, to know where to go next. Trust that next step and know that love has truly already paved the way for you. Thank you so much, Sam.
Thank you so much. It was such a pleasure to be here. And thank you all who have been watching and will watch this at a later date. So very grateful.
All right, everyone. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.
Bye.